Is this here a small Mercedes EQS or a budget EQS? This here is the all-new Smart 3, a compact or small electric vehicle. Everything about here is Thomas Nautic Fuel in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go! That looks Mercedes alike, and why is that? Yes, there are Mercedes folks working on that vehicle. Smart is now shared by Mercedes and Geely, and that's why you have that Mercedes part, this Mercedes influence, but at the same time the Geely influence, where you have the siblings of the Volvo EX30 or the Zeekr X. And there has been the Smart 1 that is a little bit shorter, and this one here now, the Smart 3, the longer, and also this coupe shape version. We have it here in the Brabus trim, that's the all-wheel drive trim, and it's already sporty. Look at that here in the lower part where the red shines through the black foreground. It's pretty cool actually. The light strip goes all the way through. LED from start and matrix LED then as an option. The length at 4.40 meters, that's 13 centimeters longer than the Smart 1. By the way, this hashtag thing, yes, they really call their cars hashtag 1 and hashtag 3. I usually make it a little bit simpler and just call them 3 and 1. Because, you also told me that, when you have this hashtag thing and then a number, usually you say like Smart number 3 or Smart number 1. Yeah, I mean, this hashtag thing is their marketing thing, but I just keep it with Smart 3. That's more simple, right? The side profile is indeed EQS-alike, so definitely here the Mercedes design. And lengthwise, if you think about the Mercedes models, this would be more or less equal to a Mercedes EQA. Here the wheels are either 19-inch or with the Brabus version 20-inch. That looks definitely cooler. We'll also see later on about the ride. The Smart 3 is 8 centimeters or 3.5 inches lower than the Smart 1. You especially see it here in the rear, where it's more in this condensed coupe style. Then the light strip again goes all the way through. Brabus version has the red accentuations and even more Brabus badges at the rear. Talking about the acceleration figure, Brabus is always all-wheel drive. That means one electric motor in the rear, plus one at the front. 3.7 seconds in the acceleration figure, so more or less a hot electric hatch actually. And if you go for a rear-wheel drive version, that's 5.8 seconds in the acceleration. Turning indicators here in the front, actually pretty cool, replacing the daytime running light. And turning indicators in the rear, integrated right here, is actually also visible and pretty cool, isn't it? As for the battery sizes, net figures, 47 kilowatt hours net for the small version, the Pro. All other versions, Pro Plus, the Pulse, the Premium, and here the Brabus get a 62 kilowatt hours net battery. Not too big, however, they focus on being like the city SUV, maybe secondary vehicle. We'll later talk about the real world range when we do the concise driving efficiency test. As for recharging, it's actually quite decent. The small battery, 7.4 kilowatt AC and 130 kilowatt DC. However, here the bigger battery, which we also have in the Brabus, that is at 22 kilowatt AC, that's decent, and 150 DC peak. However, in both cases, fast charging in optimum conditions is less than 30 minutes, 10 to 80% state of charge. Does it shrunk or not? Yes, it does. It's a small one. Oh, ain't that cute? Here, for example, just with the tire fit kit, it would house a small cable, maybe. It's interesting here. They have a round key fob and feels actually quite cool, so unusual. Then when you open here, like this, there's also this real three-dimensional indentation on there. And you see completely flush then when you close the vehicle. What do you think? And they also give you this feedback here. Then we have frameless doors right here and door closing sound. It's actually quite cool, so that's rare for frameless doors, that the door closing sound is good. Then interior here, the red wrap tight, red contrast, nice structure on the inside, galvanized window levers, and this really looks pretty much like Mercedes, doesn't it? Here in the lower part, however, all hard pack, and also here on the inside is hard pack, so when you have like a case or put the key in here, it's sliding all over the place, so that's why you would actually use felt on the inside. Steering wheel here in the Brabus styling, then we have microfiber all around. That's pretty cool. Red contour stitches on the inside, real buttons at the steering wheel, and the quality here also is actually pretty nice. Driving selection is here, P, and put in like this for a drive. I think it's an easy selection. Digital instruments, quite easy and nice to read. However, here with the driving modes, that I think, yeah, you have to like that. So this is when you switch the driving modes like Eco, Comfort, Sport and Brabus. Yeah, pretty loud sound, and this visualization for me a little bit too much. Or do you like that? And the higher trims also include a head-up display. Panoramic roof, super wide, a fixed one, however no shade. There, for example, the Smart 1 does have a shade you can apply. Then about the seats, in the Pro Plus version, get leather red seats. The Premium and the Pulse always have an animal share. Brabus here comes with a microfiber on the inside, and also interesting details here, these knobs, or how we can call them, I don't know. So it looks kind of cool, but you sometimes feel them when sitting on it, and you could also maybe look at it, hey, is there a fly on my seat or something? So I'm not sure yet. What do you think? So on the one hand, I found them cool. On the other hand, irritating. I have to make up my mind about that. Here the Smart 3, by the way, gets also in this Brabus version here the integrated head restraints. That's pretty nice. Then here with the stitching on the head restraint. Headroom? Yeah, plenty of headroom left. Look at that here with 189 or 602, no problem at all. It's also interesting here, this matte middle console. So what they did here is they used a spray that contains metal that was coated here on this foil, so that gives this special metal-alike effect. And also here the quality, when we open these ones, for example, here, listen to that. This is really Mercedes-alike, if not better actually. So good build quality. Here's an inductive charging pad, 2 USB-C chargers, and overall this look here with the 3 turbine vents. Anyone? Mercedes AMG GT in the previous generation? Yeah, there you can see that the Mercedes interior designer could play a little bit. Then we have this opening right here for the cup holders. These are also adaptive. And then there's this armrest. It's also a soft touch on the top part, well attached. And underneath there's even a cooling function. There's a nice ambient lighting integration, by the way, here, then also inside the air vents and also here. And you can also individualize the colors. Here this lower middle console storage. This is hard pack, and you can see here, prone to scratches. This would need a felt covering that also things don't fly around while driving. Now Leah is showing us the features there in the top. So first of all, the lights, they work with touch like this. It's also more from a Beats sound system. And then you have for sunglasses the storage on top, also with a nice clicking sound. Click. And then we have the, ooh, that's cool. And the sun visors are also with illumination. There we go. Interior cockpit overview. I feel it looks like a Mercedes sports car, doesn't it? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Here with the central form right there, then the turbine air vents, AMG GT style. Soft touch here, leather red on the top part, and 12.8 inch the screen. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is available now, also wireless. It will be rolled out to all customers that already have the vehicles very soon. And you can see this integration, really wide, using all the screen. That's actually pretty cool. The mirrors are being adjusted Tesla-alike then here at the steering wheel. And the climate unit is here in the lower part. It always stays at that position at least. And the vent strength is adjusted here. This leopard is this avatar that is following you all the way in the screen. And here you can activate the heated steering wheel. And here these micro rubber seats are also available with seat cooling. Rear seats, first of all, the doors here, also with a soft touch leather red in the top part, just hardback in the lower part. Window in the rear goes down like this, by the way, always interesting to see. Then you have more legroom in the rear, even with tall L's. In the Smart 1, there's just tiny space left, but still works. This one here easily works with 5 tall L's, also here on the middle seat. Of course, the outer seats are more comfortable. Overall, I found the seating comfort. The seats are kind of sporty and stiff, but overall still very good in the comfort, both front and in the rear, and headroom in the rear is also no problem at all. Interesting detail, by the way, here these lights, these ones you can really physically press in and to, activate or deactivate them. It's a very cool solution and also a good premium quality, I feel. The trunk or boot opening is here hidden inside the A of the Smart logo. There we go. When I press it, then it opens. Pretty cool. 370 liters. These are, you can see it fits with a decent luggage size. Just here, this cover, I mean, that's the way it is closed. But when you have it opened like this part is super long, so you cannot push it down yet. Just push it up, and then I get it out. It's 1.40 meters in width approximately, and the length here is about 83 centimeters or 33 inches. And when you have put everything out, then actually you can use this cover. Look at that here at the sides. You can fold it down like this, but then again you're missing length here, so not ideal. Underneath there is space for a charging cable, for example. Here also in the smart styling. And you can also fold the seats. You could also do it from here. Fold these ones up, push it through like this and that. There we go. Complete length, around 160 meters or 62 inches to the front seats. And here we can also very well see how the Smart 3 trunk still has some more space left in front of the suitcase. Whereas in the Smart 1, there's just a little space left in front of that suitcase. Brabus mode and rocket launch activation. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Plop! That was already 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour. Just 2 days ago, we were riding a roller coaster together, one of the fastest ones in Europe. And I can tell you, this was a similar reaction on the roller coaster. There was also with that race start with a 3-1-2 go. That was really interesting, right? Because first of all, I thought like, wait a minute, I activate the race start. Is nothing happening? Because sometimes you have this build up from like artificial sound and so on. But here it was this now. Yeah, why not? Definitely super quick. The front electric motor is usually in normal modes on demand. But when you are in a sporty or the Brabus mode, then it's already engaged. Then you can get the best acceleration out of that vehicle. Otherwise, it takes a second. For example, when I'm here in the like a comfort or in the eco mode, and when I would then hit the throttle quickly, then it takes just a split of a second that the front electric motor is also being activated. So, yeah, you have to decide then if it's more this eco approach you're driving or if it's the sportier approach you want. But that works very well. 20-inch wheels at the moment, the road is pretty even. That means we also have good comfort. Pretty tight in the seats, but it's actually also good comfort. So I feel they serve sporty and comfortable purposes. Now we're going for some windy corners. Have some more fun. Driving modes. Go once again to the Brabus mode. That we have good acceleration and so on. The suspension together with the 20-inch wheels is somewhat stiff, so it means for sporty driving, it's pretty cool. So just when it gets bumpy, you feel it's rough and you feel a lot of movement. So it's not the best on the passenger, I would say, but it's actually really a lot of fun here. So really liked it from the sporty aspect, but the question is when we drove everything, motorway, 120, 130 kilometers an hour, 70, 80 miles an hour, and also here winding corners, uphill, then we go downhill again, also some city driving. Everything together, what about the fuel economy and the real world range? And our final consumption test. So note that on the motorway, at around 120 kilometers an hour, 70 miles an hour, consumption went up to about 23 kilowatt hours on 1 kilometer, so that's less than 3 miles per kilowatt hour. However, the overall, with everything city, mountain up, mountain down, we also had some nice recuperation here. So 8 kilowatt hours recuperation, 31 kilowatt hours total consumption. So you can deduct that from that. It's actually pretty decent. As I said, it's not meant for long distance journeys, more for city, mid distance and so on. So it always depends on the use case, of course.